What's up? What's up? Alberto Pau here. I got an email from a subscriber from Martin yesterday, and I get these emails all the time in kind of different shapes and forms. So here's a quick video where I'm going to share 3 key learning points that you can apply in your trading right now, okay? And just so you know, these are not like kind of specific entry and exit points or, place your stop loss here type things. They're kind of more, day-to-day trading reality type kind of tips that are also very, very important because online there's like all sorts of trading systems and books and what have you can buy, right? Fill your boots up, right? But then when it comes to kind of the day-to-day reality of trading, being successful, not being successful, and so on and so forth, then I find not many people talk about it. So Martin, thanks for sending in this email. It's not the first one, it won't be the last one, but thank you because it's kind of prompted me to share 3 key things with everyone. Hopefully they will help you as well, and hopefully they will help many other traders. Okay, so it's quite a long email. I'm going to read it quickly because I think it provides insights into Martin's situations, also into a lot of other people's situations. I've met, I've spoken to a lot of traders who are in similar situations. So perhaps, well, I'm sure quite a few people who are watching this video will relate to this. So again, it's quite a long email. If you don't want to kind of go through the whole email, if you don't want to read it, just skip ahead in the video. Okay, so first of all, I was touched by your reason why. I'm relatively new to trading. And then Martin goes on. I started trading late in my working career. So finally, essentially, only relatively recently, 2-3 years ago, with some gaps of a few months, I started trading. It's something that I've always wanted to do. It's something that I've always wanted to try. But people, traders, I had met during my career had said that they were not sure that I would get on with it. Okay? This is a very important point. We'll come back to it. Basically, because I am often quite perfectionist and hard on myself when I make mistakes. I'm not really grotesquely perfectionist, actually. Making mistakes and learning is part of life. But it is true that I do have a lot of energy for passion for being the very best that I can at whatever work I do. They basically thought that I would not be able to take the losses from time to time as they happen. So this is, the traders. The people that told me knew me quite well. So I took it as something that probably I shouldn't be doing. I'm paraphrasing here. I shouldn't be getting to trading myself. I'm originally an engineer, carries on Martin, and a serial entrepreneur over the last 15 plus years. My personal circumstances have, though, in the last couple of years changed in that my dad was finally diagnosed with what is no longer early stages of aggressive leukemia. I have no siblings, no brothers or sisters to also help support my parents. My mom is in nominally okay health, but 5 years older than dad, so things have really been difficult all around. Trading fitted that in that it would allow me to work and earn money and also allow me to support them in between, which is my priority. We're a small family, but I guess we're also close. As it turns out, the losses from trading do not affect me badly, i.e. my mental side fits trading. And actually, I very much like it. I say quick, I'm not a big trader yet. Over the last couple of years, I have progressed myself in the still relatively early days with trading to position where I am now, winning and from time to time losing. I'm though still not yet overall consistently significantly profitable. I feel quite close to that now. I have progressed quite a lot from when I first started, but I need to go over the hump. Okay, so I'll stop here reading the email for a second because there's a couple of very important points. Okay, so number 1. Martin started quite late in his career. That makes no difference, right? What really matters is how much time and effort do you invest into learning, studying, and also trading the market, so you gain that experience. Whether you started when you were 15 or 16 like I did, or whether you start when you're in your late 60s, it doesn't really matter. Now, the key thing here is that Martin asked for advice, okay, which is good. But then people, i.e. supposedly the traders I had met during my career, he says, they told me that I couldn't do it. And this is something that I see very, very often. It kills me. So, you ask people around you, supposedly experts, or you ask your family and friends, people who supposedly love you and want your best, and maybe they really do, and they said, no, you can't do it. So yes, do listen to other people's advice, but eventually you have to be your own counsel, okay? So especially when you start something new, when you start something that is unfamiliar to you and to other people, most people will tell you, no, you cannot do it. Okay. So don't listen to them. If you think you can do it, only you know whether you can do it or not. So try it and then decide for yourself whether it's something you can do or not. Okay. Now I know you may be thinking, okay, well, I've asked other traders, and therefore they have been through what I would like to go through, or where I would like to be. Therefore, they should be able to advise me on whether I can do it or not. And there's a fair point in there, right? So essentially, there's two levels to this. Level number one is asking friends and family and general people who have no clue what you're talking about, who've never done what you want to do, who are not where you want to be. Okay. So these are the people who are most likely to say, no, you cannot do it. And regardless whether they want your best or not, whether they love you or not, I'm sure they do. It's more of a matter of it's unknown to them. Okay. So they will naturally, and this is just human nature, they will steer you towards what is safe and familiar to them. So for example, they will tell you, they will think, Martin wants to get into Forex trading. I don't really know what Forex trading is. I've never done it. And therefore, it sounds kind of all scary and unfamiliar. Martin, let's say I'm your spouse, Martin, I love you. And no, I think you should, just carry on with your career because that's a safe thing. That's what that's what your parents always taught you to do. That's what society tells you to do. So the first level is kind of listening to people who are close to you, or not necessarily close to you anyway, who just have no clue, no idea where you want to be, who have no idea what you're talking about, okay, who've never done it themselves. Then there is the second level, which is asking people who are supposedly experts. So asking people who who are where you want to be. So 1, 2, 5, 10 steps ahead of you, okay? So those people understand better, and you should value their opinion more, okay? But even then, there's many different types of traders, okay? So trading is like running a business, okay? So you can be a businessman, you can be an entrepreneur, and there's all sorts of different businesses that can be run. You could be a small business owner, you could be, running a 50,000 employee corporation, you could be running a restaurant, running a gym, running a hospital, you could be anything. You could be an author, okay? You could be a coach. So all those are different types of businesses, and yet, yes, they're all business people, they're all entrepreneurs, but they are different types of businesses, and what fits one type of entrepreneur may not fit the other, okay? So for example, if you're looking to set up a restaurant, then you may be very good at that, and that may fit you very well, but you may not be well suited to become an author, right? Because they're two very different types of businesses and skill sets. So it's the same thing for trading here, right? So a trader may tell you, I don't think it's going to work, because he's judging that through his lenses. He's judging that through his particular style of trading. Eventually, only you know whether it's going to work for you or not. So that's one thing. And so the key takeaway number one is, yes, do ask for opinions. Value more the opinions from people who have done it, who are where you want to be. But even then, you eventually have to be your own counselor. Eventually, you are the one who needs to decide. You are the one who knows whether you want to give it a shot or not. And as Wayne Gretzky said, you missed 100% of the shots that you never take. You miss 100% of the shots that you never take. So, at the end of the day, if you think you can do it, regardless what other people tell you, just do it and then find out how it goes, right? As they say, you would rather regret having done something than regretting not having done something. Okay, so now we carry on with the email. Okay, he goes on. If your trading training program still has openings, I would like very much to be considered for a place. I do say quickly though that my finances are limited. I would basically not be able to pay for it. My financial position is stable in quotation marks, but only just, and it takes me a lot of work and effort and quite a long time to save even relatively a little bit of money to trade with. My accounts are only a couple of £100, which till now I have often over leveraged and blown a number of accounts. I have now managed to get just less than £1,000 together, but that literally is absolutely everything I have to trade with. Okay, so that's very, very important. So number one, Martin realizes that even though he's had some small successes with trading, he's not there yet, but he's had some more successes. He realizes that he needs to continuously invest in his education, and this is something that we all do. Okay, it's not about going onto a seminar or going onto a course and attending the course and then that's it, that's all you need, you're going to become the next George Soros. No, every single piece of information, every time you place a trade, every time you talk to a coach, every time you go on a course, on a seminar, you're learning an extra piece of the skill set. You're learning something new. And eventually, the more you learn, the more experience you have, the more of a profitable, of a successful trader you will be. Okay? So, takeaway here is learning and education is a continuous thing. Okay? Now, he says, I would basically not be able to pay for it, and we'll come back to this in a second. I have often over-leveraged and blown a number of accounts. We've all been there, nothing new, okay? So, I have now managed to get just less than £1,000 together, but that's literally everything I have to trade with. Okay, this is very, very important, okay? So, £1,000 is not a lot of money, okay? It's something, especially if you use leverage, but you have to be careful, but it's not a lot, okay? So, if that is all you have to trade with, don't trade it. If that is all you have to trade with, don't trade it. And here's what I mean. Take the £1,000, okay? Part of it, say 50% of it, put it aside. Save it. The other half, leave it in your account, okay? Now, the reason I say this is that you can get the same learning points, you can get the same experience if you trade with £1,000 or if you trade with 100 or 500, okay? So, if you don't have a lot of capital, this is what I would recommend. How about trading in very, very small size, okay? Just to get that experience, just to get that win ratio up and running, just to kind of, slowly see that your win ratio improves, that your P&L improves, that you can manage risk, that you're comfortable with your trades, that you're disciplined, and so on and so forth, okay? So it's the experience here, okay? Now, let's be honest. Trading with £1,000 or £100 is not going to make you rich anyway, okay? So you may as well start small and get that experience. Okay, and then what you do with the rest? Well, okay, first of all, not trading all of your account allows us to kind of live another day, right? Trade again, which is very important. And also, the other 500, the other £500 or whatever it is, invest it in yourself. Okay, now whether you invested in in a forex course, in a stocks course, in a self-development course, whatever it is, but invest it in yourself, because that's the most highly leveraged investment you can make. Okay. Essentially, you invest in yourself, you are going to learn something new, you're going to get more experience, and that in turn, you will be able to leverage in your trading to then become profitable, okay? Again, if you're trading a full your full equity, assuming, then the amount of learning you're going to get from trading £1,000 is going to be roughly the same that you're going to get from trading £10 or £100, okay? So you may as well trade small and then invest in your education, okay? Just trading for the sake of it is not going to teach you much. Anyway, I digress. If you're still considering people for your trial mentoring course, I would very much like to be considered for that. I attach my CV just for general information. Happy to answer any questions you have. Happy to schedule a call with yourself or a representative. This is very important. Beyond my parents, my time is my own. So the call can be any time with you, your representative, any time zone, any days, etc., etc. Is this of potential interest to you? We're also connected, says Martin, on LinkedIn, so you can see a little bit of what I have done before. Okay, so this is very important. So Martin, and I'm talking directly here to you, it sounds like you have a little bit of money, not much, and a lot of time, which is great, right? If you have a lot of time, not much money, you can do things with it. If you have a lot of money, not a lot of time, there's also things you can do with it, okay? Now, if you have a lot of time, what I would recommend is continue trading, mostly demo, and just like learn, get the experience, educate yourself, learn new strategies, learn about risk management, learn about different types of markets, different types of market behaviors, currency personalities, how people, how the some of the big players in the market have traded. Essentially, you have a lot of time. invest that in yourself. Okay, don't just place trades for the sake of it. The reality is, and you've seen that, is that you've traded so far and you've done you've done okay, but it sounds like you're not consistently profitable just yet, which is fine. You're a step ahead of most people. Use the time you have and use the little money you have to invest in yourself and to educate yourself, and also trade on the side. Okay. Okay. Then he goes on to ask about, with regards to the webinar replay. It's now been removed. You still have the video. Can I send a link? Can you send me a link to watch it? I would very much appreciate it. I'm looking to learn as much as possible. Exactly. That's what it is. All these kind of, webinars, videos, blog posts, what have you, ebooks, there's a lot of stuff online, right? Now, whether you kind of, you end up, going all the way with the trainer, or whether you just, you just read the ebook or attend the webinar, in any event, you're always going to pick up something. And the beauty is that it's free, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, don't overtrade your capital. I would even say don't really trade much unless you really think you have a strong setup. Don't trade if you don't have a lot of money, but learn, okay, and demo trade. And that's really going to build your confidence. That's really going to give you the highest ROI. So that then when you start trading demo, you see that, you start having, consistently profitable results, then it's a much easier transition to real trading, okay? Okay, then I'm sorry I didn't get it to go there on the original time. If you want a reference, you can talk to Serge Berger or Hubert Sedners. Yeah, no, Hubert very well. If you want a reference, happy to provide you it. Look forward to hearing from you. Anyway, so that's what the email ends. So 2 main takeaways from this message from Martin today. Number 1, don't listen to what other people say, okay? Especially the naysayers. Eventually, you have to take the decision on what is right for you. Number 2 is, if you don't have much capital to trade, then don't trade, okay? Sit on that capital, okay, and educate and invest yourself, okay? Because essentially, if you look at this, and I think I've covered this in a previous video, the ROI on your education over your lifetime, right? Let's say you spend £1,000 on some type of you invest in yourself, okay? The ROI on that £1,000 lifetime is going to be massively positive. Okay, whereas the ROI on £1,000 trade that lasts a day or two, we have no idea. It's very, very volatile. Okay, if you're lucky, you make 20% return on investment, right? If you're unlucky, you lose most of it, right? So that's very volatile, very uncertain ROI, right? Whereas your lifetime education ROI is always positive. Anyway, that's it from me today. This is Alberto Pau. If you're not on our list just yet, go to welcome.tomorrowintrading.com. That's welcome.tomorrowintrading.com, where you can download a our ultimate bootcamp guide to forex trading for free. You also can download my complimentary forex trend master indicator. If you're not following me on social media, go hit me on social media. That's Facebook/tomorrowintrading. On Twitter, we are Tomorrow in Trad. We're on LinkedIn as well under Tomorrow in Trading. We are on Google Plus under Tomorrow in Trading. Essentially all major social networks. Just type in Tomorrow in Trading, you'll find me. Cool. Other than that, I'll check out here from London. Actually, really sunny weather today, which is unusual. Have a great training week and take care.